Soundra awn for a Geamaichean cumalaith falla van a bhí nu the jawn a bhí ac yn dalopynach Neah Evans an the ráireach.
So started off, did that, joined the Hares and Hounds, loved it, didn't take it that seriously. It was very much of the, at university I'm going to enjoy being a student and the student lifestyle. And then in my final year, I ended up kind of getting ill and injured at the same time, and I just couldn't run. And I thought, right, what can I do to try and keep fit until I can get back running? And my dad had suggested, well, he'd always said, you'd actually be better at cycling than running. And I kind of gone, yeah, cool, Dad. I don't really care. I like running. And then when I couldn't run, I was like, right, maybe I should actually listen to him. And I did like a taste accreditation at the Creswell Velodrome and went, oh, actually, this is really fun. And because I found that I could do it when I couldn't run, I was like, well, I'll do this until I can get back running. You know, I'll keep some fitness kind of thing. And yeah, just it stuck. And it progressed very quickly from being oh, this is just a bit of fun to, oh, this is a bit more than a bit of fun. And then, well, I'm going to start racing. And then I got in the Scottish programme, and then I got in the British programme, and then I got to Olympics, and yeah.
Lebi fain corm a gacu Geamaichean Oilimpigeach an the dabilis a hochdiag, who Neah Unya amach ba hupper mar Dr. Vewach, is on a bhí na lúchlisi Lan Unya.
It was 2017, so it was just before the Commonwealth Games, and I thought, right, hang on, if I'm going to go to the Commonwealth Games, everybody else I'm going to be racing against will be a full-time athlete. So yeah, let's take this opportunity. And I still actually remember going in to speak to my boss to say, listen, I've been given this opportunity to join the British cycling programme. But obviously that means I take out retirement, if you like. And he was just like, yeah, you'd be nuts not to do it. And I was like, yeah, I kind of would. At that stage, I thought it was maybe an opportunity to get to Commonwealth Games and then probably end up coming back to being a vet, because I was still very, very new. So I just didn't know how far I could make it as a cyclist. And I thought, well, I'll take this opportunity of, you know, it might only be a couple of years of being a full-time athlete, but it's not an opportunity many people get. Let's do it. And then I'll come back to being a vet. And how many years later are we? 5 and a bit years later. And I'm still on my sabbatical, so yeah.
Chort na Geamaichean Oilimpigeach is an roiche gomór, agus híli a das le bewn airgid agus bewn ua.
Oh, I loved it. It was my first kind of major championships. Obviously we're in Gold Coast, so it was amazing kind of to be over there. We flew out, I can't remember how advanced now, a couple of weeks in advance. We did like a holding camp in Sydney before we went up. So it just felt like this kind of almost glorious holiday. And then, yeah, we raced and racing went really well for me. I knew physically I would be capable of medaling, but it's such a high standard of competition. And especially with track racing, so much of it can come down to kind of just a split-second decision or luck. And, you know, you can do really well or equally race is over. So to come away with 2 medals, yeah, it was very special.
Gaf Neah páirt na Geamaichean Oilimpigeach agus thosaigh bewn airgid, a cúmal adult tradition teolich ag na Olympics.
Immensely proud. I guess when I first started cycling, I kind of thought, right, let's see how far I can get it and just enjoy the kind of process, if you like. And there was a tiny part of me that thought, oh, getting to Olympics would be absolutely incredible. I think because my mum went, it was something that I kind of felt would be very special, but also, you know, it wasn't like a dream. You know, you speak to some people and they say, oh, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to go to the Olympics. I just didn't think it was anything kind of on my radar. And then when kind of cycling came along and I was there after Gold Coast and I got those good results, I kind of thought, well, maybe the Olympics is actually possible. And then, yeah, to come away with a medal was very special. Would have liked a different colour, but no, it was amazing. It was such a bizarre experience, just with the whole build-up, you know, COVID and all these things. At one point we didn't think it was going to happen, and there's just so many things that can go wrong at the last minute, injury, you know, just so many little things that can happen, you know, just part of life. So yeah, to actually be able to go compete and come back with a medal was almost a little bit of a relief.
Ha Neah mochtal iad na haid colanaga go seo, agus haid dínú fiúr dí farpas na crunne ha galáte an an ALBA an na dábile sa Airgid.
I guess for me, I still have a drive and a passion of going, right, there's a lot of things that went well in those races, but actually a lot of the time you think, oh, could have improved that, could have improved that. So yeah, I guess it's trying to improve the colour of some of those medals. But I feel very privileged that I've been able to compete and go and do all this. And yeah, I just hope I can keep doing it for quite a lot longer. In 2023, we've got the World Championships coming to Scotland and for the track to Glasgow. It's particularly special because for the first time ever, all the different cycling disciplines are going to be, if you like, under one umbrella. So normally BMX, mountain biking, all these things, they happen somewhere else and different times of the calendar. Whereas for the first time ever, it's all going to be in Scotland, in Glasgow, happening at once. So it's going to be much more like a major championships. So you get to mix with all the different athletes, even probably go away and see, you know, some of the different events. Like when we're out in Tokyo, we weren't able to go and watch different sports, which is normally one of the things that athletes actually quite enjoy when they get to a major championship. So yeah, Glasgow is going to be particularly special in 2023 because yeah, it's going to be unique, first time ever. And obviously for me, it's, you know, it's at home, it's the velodrome I learned to ride on. Hopefully friends and family will be there. But yeah, it's something that I'm really looking forward to.